Hi, hello! Welcome to the Wildflower Magic Knits YouTube channel. This is episode 6 of Vlogtober, where I'm vlogging the majority of the days in October. I am your host, Katie. I am coming to you from upstate New York, where I live with my partner, Alan, our 2 large dogs, and our 2 cats. There is a description box below this video. It says open me. You should click like see more or something for all of the links to yarns, makers, designers, recipes, anything else that I chat about during this vlog today. And also I have captions for accessibility purposes. YouTube allows you to speed me up and slow me down, so I don't speed up the knitting parts. If you want to speed them up, put me on double speed. Today I am running to the hospital for a physical, and the hospital that I work at, not like the hospital for health reasons. I'm running to the hospital I work at for a physical and some other work stuff. And then it's lots of knitting this afternoon. I am misting and watering some of my plants, so I thought I would do a little plant tour. This is Cuban oregano. It smells so good, it tastes so good, and I just touched it, so my hands are gonna smell like oregano for like the rest of the day. It likes warm, it likes to be sprayed a lot. It's growing very tall up here. And yeah, we use this in cooking a lot. And this little friend is a Syngonium strawberry ice, and it's getting its first new leaf. You can see the new leaves come out like really pinky brown, and the roots are also kind of like a pink brown color. And my grandma gave me this cutting a little while ago, and it just sprouted its first new leaf. Moving into the dining room, we have this giant monstera. This leaf is pretty new, and it looks like it's starting to try to have another one branch off right there too. It's readjusting to the new placements. You can see these leaves tucked back here. I don't know whether they will keep hanging on or whether they'll start to kind of die off because they're not super close to the sun. Because at the old house that I had it, there was windows like here and here. So we'll see how it adjusts to that. But it looks like it's ready for another leaf to come out. Oh, and this one's name is Monstro. Next on the list, we have this pothos plant that is doing very well for itself. It's starting to get some holes in it. These start coming in when like maturation happens. So the older the plant, the more little holes in the leaves it'll have. I put this trellis in for it to just completely ignore. There's actually 2, and it pretty much just ignored both of them and is doing whatever it wants. So that's fine. This is our newest leaf here. It's just opening. It's just a baby. We have that little guy that's not opened at all. I have this aloe plant as well that this one kind of got a little squished during the move, so I'm not sure that it's going to recover. We'll see. We have this one, and then this one has done so well. I've had to repot it like 4 or 5 times already. Up here is one of the babies from that plant. Okay, up next we're at the bookshelf. This is my Wandering Dude plant, previously known as Wandering Jew, but I've heard a lot of people start calling them Wandering Dude. I grab a towel or a dish mat to put behind the vines to protect my books, just so they can still get misted and get a drink. We've got a new little vine coming out. Next up on the mantle, we have my ZZ plant. Its name is Mocha. And this plant does not need a ton of direct sunlight or a ton of water. So I think I will water it, or I'll at least mist it this time, but I skip this one a lot because it just prefers it. It's got a little baby sprout coming up too. Okay, so we are at the final area of my plants now. This is another kind of pothos plant. We have a new leaf here that's unfurling. We've got a baby right here that's coming out soon. This leaf is relatively new. We have another one uncurling here. This one's pretty new. And then over here we have this little guy. And then hiding back here we have this one that's kind of new. So this one is doing really well. It recovered pretty quickly after the move. We're starting to see some of this really pretty discoloration on some of these leaves. This one down here, I'm not sure if there's what the technical name for it is, but it's like a mini monstera. And it was struggling a lot after the move, like this whole vine, all the leaves kind of came off. This vine is not doing very well. But this whole new cluster is all brand new since the move. And it has really good like hole placement and everything, so I think it's gonna recover and it's gonna be fine. There's also another kind of vine starting out the back you can kind of see. And then this is our last one. This is, I believe it's a banyan fig, or banyan. It's a type of ficus. And this leaf is really new, and then we have a new one coming up from the stem too. This one's also recovered. This one really didn't seem sad about the move at all. The rest of my plants, we got a little bit sad during the move, but I think everybody's bouncing back really, really nicely. I am back from doing all the things I needed to do for work. So, I got my blood drawn. And it's gonna bruise really badly, but it's fine. I got a coffee on the way home. And I'm gonna sit and knit for a little while, and I'm gonna read. I'm gonna listen to an audiobook. I have been really out of my rhythm with reading pretty much since the move. I really haven't read since the move. And I really need to get back into it because I miss it so, so much. So I got an audiobook. I got And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie. So we're in the spooky season, so we're going to read spooky books. And we'll see how good it is. I've heard really great things, so hopefully, I mean, it's like a classic, right? Like Agatha Christie is the queen of spooky and suspense, right? So it'll be great. I'm going to do that while I knit on my ghost socks, probably. When I went to work, I feel weird saying when I went to the hospital, because then it sounds like I work at the hospital, it's not a medical emergency, but that's what it feels like when I'm like, I went to the hospital. I don't know, whatever. I'll get over it eventually, I guess. Anyways, when I went to the hospital to do work things, I took my round and round cowl. It's so long. It is supposed to be 60 inches before I seam it together. I am only 5'3", so I'm 63. My fire alarm's going off. False alarm. My house is not burning down. We're all good. So this is going to be 60 inches before I seam it so that I can wrap it around twice. It's like, we're getting close. I can't quite comfortably wrap it twice. But we're getting close, and also most of this is superwash, so like it's gonna stretch a little bit when I block it. So we're getting pretty close to being done with this. But for now, I'm going to work on my ghost socks and listen to a spooky book. Alan and I watched the second Nun movie. It was okay. There were a lot of plot holes that I didn't like, or maybe I did like critiquing. It was okay though. It was a fun evening. I got I just had it ready to go. 2 ghost repeats done before the movie started. And then I worked on my cowl a little bit more during the movie. And yeah, I'm gonna finish editing this vlog and then I'm gonna go to bed. See you tomorrow.